So this was a few sessions later in June of 2021 where I started to piece together kind of the intro a little bit differently, but I still wasn't on the second verse, and there still was so much work to be done on the track. And you can hear kind of some David scratch vocals where we were trying to change up the lyrics to not be so cliche right off the top, like, yeah, I'll be outside in my ride and all that stuff.
Wrote some verses that I was just thinking like a summer cruise through Los Angeles. There's like a handful of lyrics that survived. You get lyrics all the time and you gotta go back through once you kind of have written the song, and then you go back and tear it apart and kind of figure out which parts work, which parts are things that have already been said.
Living for the first time, rappers out of sunrise. We're sleep so we're not alone. Don't have a time to check our phone. Driving down the coastline, staring at your best side.
For me, I was like, yo, I want to chill out your mood, because on the temp vocals and what he was doing, it was just like, yeah, we done. Like, it was so intense. And I was like, yo, this song is like way cooler than that.
Sometimes like, I come to a point where I'm like,
in my brand new ride.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's cool. I think even like the way that you're singing it, we have to like tone that down. There's no way we can come in with the, I'll be outside in my, you know, like, we have to like really kind of keep it more cool. Okay. Like, I'll be outside in my brand new ride.
Yep.
Dun, dun, dun. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So that we can just kind of like tone that down and keep the energy for the, and it feels like summer.
Yep.
You know? These vocals here.
Driving down the coastline, staring at your best side. 'Cause we are.
It just felt like too much. So I was trying to get him to really like stay in this kind of pocket.
We'll sleep so we're not alone. Don't have a time to check our phone.
But you'll notice more guitar parts were added. You could see how messy the session is. It's just kind of a wreck. You have all these different guitar parts that are kind of chopped in and out. Pianos, they were just like all over the place. Not really that big of a deal. I started to program some different synths in here. He still had the Steinway sampler stuff that's just stock in Logic, which I was not a huge fan of. Drums started to get a little bit better, so I started to produce the drums up. This arrangement wasn't working, like it coming in with this like big intro and then going right into the verse. But this is where I was at. This is what I was trying. The bridge was sounding like this back in June of last year.
Do you love? Come on, do you love someone? It's like summer. It feels like summer.
So yeah, there was just like a lot of repetition, and that bridge was just like, that's not really a bridge, right? That was like a live, like you're live and you're just jamming out. So I was like, nah, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. So let's fast forward a little bit more, and we'll open up another session where I got on the second verse and we kind of fleshed out this intro part. Process was like, yo, this is the structure. This is like our song. Now let's like hone it in and make this interesting. Because it wasn't interesting yet. It was just kind of like, okay, this is kind of boring. How many times do we have to say it feels like summer, right? Because that's like way overdone, way overcooked. So let's get into the next session where we started to get this together. Where it really started to gel was when we figured out that intro part, and when I got on the second verse, that was like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. And then we just had to hit that bridge in the outro and make sure it all just kind of tied together. And it was really interesting and fun to listen to the whole time. I didn't want anyone to like listen halfway through and be like, I don't, you know, I want like the second verse to come and you get a different energy, you get a different voice, and then you hit that bridge. Like, you look forward to every chorus. That's like the point of the song, is give you guys, the listeners, something to listen to for, 2.5, 3 minutes that's exciting and fun to listen to and engaging. And you want to listen to over and over because it's kind of addictive. Let's be honest. Like, it's earwormy. And that's really what I had to go off of, was David had that feels like summer melody and the lyric. And that was really like everything I built around with the production here. So let's get into the next step that we took here.